Als je werkt bij UWV, dan heb je werk
dat doorwerkt.
Zo zien onze adviseurs dat voor Jasmine een totaal andere baan veel beter werkt. En dus ook voor Mia en voor de school. Wil jij ook werk dat doorwerkt? Kom werken bij UWV.
In this video, what are Morrison's
colours don't be put off.
Oh yeah. Brushless middle aisle, mains version. It all come out in Morrison's. Fake workmate, mate, screwdrivers. And have a look at this. Multi-tool, loads of bits in there. A recip saw. Straight through. The impact driver, the Rivnor, the multi-tool, storage hut. Out like that. No sparky. Twist. Plus cut off. Boost mode. As your built-in socket set. Hey, when it's gone, it's gone.
It's no surprise, and we all know that Lidl and Aldi have a middle aisle full of tools. And I've always wondered what other supermarket is going to bring out a middle aisle. Well, a while back, I noticed something happening in Morrison's, but not much to write home about until now. First of all, when you see the colours, don't be put off. Don't judge the book by its cover yet, because there's something I've noticed on one of the tools that's interesting, and some of them seem very cheap. Thanks, by the way, to everyone who mentioned Morrison's in the comments. I went into store, had a look. I'll show you in this video, and I bought a few. Let's see how good they are. I might buy more yet. One particular tool I want to unbox and give it a bash. We'll do that in this video. So you might be a Barcelona supporter, into Spider-Man, drink Pepsi and go on holiday in Mongolia. If so, these tools are for you. If not, just remember these colours are good when Hello, Sheddies. And you join me again. Come on, Shed.
So off to Morrison's, and I didn't know what to expect, really. I'd seen online, and there's a few tools on there, but look, middle aisle, a sea of red and blue tools. And the brand is Work Pro. First of all, drill. 20 volts, 25 quid, but notice something that's written on there. We'll have a look at that in a bit. Jigsaw, 15 quid, mains version. 400 watts, really a good entry-level jigsaw. The fake workmate, mate, similar to the one from Lidl and Aldi. However, notice the weight rating, 70 kgs. The ones from Lidl and Aldi are 150, but these are about the same price at 15 quid. But, you know, I don't need that extra weight capacity. The palm sander, 200 watts, 18 quid, slightly dearer than the one from Parkside, but it's 200 watts. Dustpans and brush. And a great little starter kit here for 25 quid, a toolbox full of tools. 166 pieces, a lot of things in there you're going to get you out of stuck. Someone's just moved into a new house or just keep in the back of the car. And for 3 quid, these organisers. I've always called these trugs. They're great for putting a few tools in if you need to use them in the house. Grab the tools from your garage, workshop and shed, the ones you need for the particular job. Paint roller and tray set for 7 quid. And an extendable roller here for a £5. Nice rubber or sponge grip on there. And a cheapo toolbox here for 7 quid. Let us know in the comments if you bought any of these tools already. Your experiences helps me and others. Next, this brand is called Halton's. £3 for this paint roller with rubber on the handle. And next is the paint roller and brush set for £4. And then next to it is an exterior brush, 5 inches, and that was 4 quid. And look what we've got next to it, a rotary toolkit in a nice box, mains version, again by Work Pro. Loads of bits in there, 135 watts, 22 quid. Next to it, we have this large bit set and drill bit set, £12 in a nice case, look. Transparent front so we can see what everything is, 120 pieces. And that's by Pride and Craft. And again by Work Pro, 32 quid, a recip saw. It's got an 800-watt motor in there. Again, look, these colours, but you're not going to miss them, are you, when you drop it in the back garden if you're cutting branches and it's mixed in with all your branches and brambles. Next to it is the oscillating tool, as a lot of us know it as a multi-tool. Loads of bits in there as well, or attachments. The mains version, 300 watts, and that's 25 quid. Next to it is the masking tape and the duct tape. You don't get much on the roll there, but they might get you out of stuck. £1 a roll. And then next to it, we've got the socket set for £8. And then next to that, sandpaper and the small paint roller set, both for £1 each. And notice the next phrase coming up. Have we seen this before somewhere or something like this? Anyway, when it's gone, it's gone. It makes me wonder, are they bringing other tools out as well in different weeks? This is interesting. I've already got one of these, but I got it from Aldi, 12 quid. It's like a fold-out carry basket. They're great for taking a load of tools into the house when you need them for a particular job. Wheels on the bottom, you can even put tins of paints in there or whatever you need to take in the house. Summer's coming up, how about a tennis net for 12 quid? And as we've seen in other middle aisles, they've got all the camping gear, barbecues and other things we can't live without.
This is the thinnest mouse case ever, made from pure aramid fiber, and at 1.2 millimeters, it just makes your iPhone look so good. You may know mouse for this.
This is the iPhone 16 Pro, and this is a mouse case. New iPhone 16 Pro, all absolutely fine.
But different people want different things from their phone case. And most thin cases suck. Made from soft, flimsy materials which crack within weeks, warp at the sides, and just don't last. That's why Mouse chose aramid fiber, a material stronger than steel by weight. A material used in aerospace and ballistic protection. A material built to avoid cracking, warping, and fatigue. And it just looks so good. So, if you don't need a case that can survive a 250-meter dam and prefer something that perfectly complements your iPhone, then this mouse case is for you.
And in case we forgot to mention, this goes beyond one product. For over a decade, we've been engineering everything you rely on. Your phone accessories, your backpack, your luggage. Built to handle more, protect better, and fail less. All with one mission, to create products that do it all, so you don't have to compromise. Serious water resistance, extreme protection, thoughtful functionality. And we don't just say it, we test it properly. Because that's the mouse way. This is just the beginning. So whatever you carry, wherever you take it, it's ready for more. Mouse. Live without limits.
So is this a sign of things to come? It's a very small middle aisle, I must admit. It might be growing. We'll see how it does over time. Let's have a look what I bought, and we'll also have a look online because there's some other tools that aren't shown in store or aren't in store. And on my way out, I spotted this, a little storage hut or shed or whatever you want to call it. The top lifts up as well, plastic. There's all the dimensions if you need them, and it was 110 quid. Oh, and I've just noticed it's made by Kita as well. Is it Kita? I noticed one of their toolboxes in Home Bargains, I showed in a video a bit back. And how about a kid's wooden hut or shed for 99 quid? And there was some sun loungers here as well for £25. I didn't get to see them properly though. So on my way out, back to the shed. As we already know, we've got loads of plants out there and compost and the like. But I don't need them at the minute. Let's get back and have a look at the tools that I got. So, back to the shed.
Right then, the Work Pro 20-volt cordless drill. And notice what it says there, look. Brushless motor. And it looks like a fair bit of rubber on the handle. Some of you might like this colour, I do actually. Portside performance for stealth. And red and blue so you can see it. 25 quid with the battery. Looks like a 2 amp hour one. There's the model number if you want it, WP505005BS. 4-speed. Right, so you've got there 0 to 360 RPM, no load speed. Then you've got turbo, 0 to 450 RPM. And then number 3, 0 to 1450 RPM. And then 4, turbo, 0 to 1800 RPM. Wood and metal, of course. And I consider that to be a plus, brushless. But the downside, it only takes a 10mm shaft drill bit.
Forward and reverse, of course, 55 Newton meters, torque setting 20+1. Screwing your screws in at the right position, the depth. LED work light called turbo mode, and it's got a pulse setting as well. Have a look on the side. Oh yeah, it's got a little readout there. One button to turbo speed, usual chuck, adjust it left and right. Pulse drilling function prevents screw slippage. And here, look, brushless motor brings longer life and greater power, maximum torque, 55 Newton meters. Anything on the back, same as the front. Designed and qualified by Great Star, United Kingdom, based in Yeovil. And if you remember when I got this, the Ferex one from Aldi, they didn't advertise it as brushless. Bad mistake from the marketing team. It seems like WorkPro know what they're doing. Except that big brushless drill right in there should be on the front. But never mind. And it's dumpy, 143mm from end to end, compared to, let's say, a Parkside one. So I'll quickly measure that before we open it, which is 220-ish mil. It's a good thing about brushless. You can get into those tight spots. Right, let's open it up. And here it is. Obviously not a docking station to charge it, just a power lead. You'd expect that, I suppose, for 25 quid. Probably take a lot longer to charge up as well. There's the battery, yeah, 2 amp hour, lithium ion, indicator on the front. Is it charged? Almost.
Ja.
Usual push button on there to lock it in. No rubber on the base, like we get with Parkside. And a clip here, put on your belt. I don't bother with these. Screw with it as well. Instructions, operator manual.
Dankjewel.
And here it is. Oh, yes. Good amount of rubber for nice grippages and droppages. Yeah, and it's dumpy as well. So the only downside is you can't... There, look. Rushed little aisle, I must admit, it might be that I got. So, back turbo, 0 to 8 and 100 RPM. Wood and metal, of course. Now, I consider that to be a plus, brushless. But the downside, it only takes a 10mm shaft of drill bit. Forward and reverse, of course, 55 Newton meters, torque setting 20+1. Screwing your screws in at the right position, the depth. LED work light called turbo mode, and it's got a pulse setting as well. Have a look on the side. Oh yeah, it's got a little readout there. One button to turbo speed, usual chuck, adjust it left and right. Pulse drilling function prevents screw slippage. And here, look, brushless motor brings longer life and greater power, maximum torque, 55 Newton meters. Anything on the back, same as the front. Designed and qualified by Great Star, United Kingdom, based in Yeovil. And if you remember when I got this, the Ferex one from Aldi, they didn't advertise it as brushless. Bad mistake from the marketing team. It seems like WorkPro know what they're doing. Except that big brushless drill right in there should be on the front. But never mind. And it's dumpy, 143mm from end to end, compared to, let's say, a Parkside one. So I'll quickly measure that before we open it, which is 220-ish mil. It's a good thing about brushless. You can get into those tight spots. Right, let's open it up. And here it is. Obviously not a docking station to charge it, just a power lead. You'd expect that, I suppose, for 25 quid. Probably take a lot longer to charge up as well. There's the battery, yeah, 2 amp hour, lithium ion, indicator on the front. Is it charged? Almost. Usual push button on there to lock it in. No rubber on the base, like we get with Parkside. And a clip here, put on your belt. I don't bother. 20-ish mil. It's a good thing about brushless. You can get into those tight spots. Right, let's open it up. And here it is. Obviously not a docking station to charge it, just a power lead. You'd expect that, I suppose, for 25 quid. Probably take a lot longer to charge up as well. There's the battery, yeah, 2 amp hour, lithium ion, indicator on the front. Is it charged? Almost. Usual push button on there to lock it in. No rubber on the base, like we get with Parkside. And a clip here, put on your belt. I don't bother with these. Screw with it as well. Instructions, operator manual. And here it is. Oh, yeah. Amount of rubber for nice grippages and droppages. Yeah, and it's dumpy as well. So the only downside is you can't get a 13mm bit in there. You could use a 13mm spade bit, of course, for drilling in wood. You make your own mind up. It does look a bit, yeah, plasticky.
It's kind of in it, it's plastic. But this rubber helps. Good amount on the back as well for when it drops back like this. Got a little pin at the back there if you want to put like a lanyard on there. That's where you screw the belt clip on both sides. Written on there as well, make a big deal of it, brushless. And on the back. Forward and reverse button. Usual thing. No rubber on the trigger. And obviously no hammer action on it either. The two positions are in number 2 now. Number 1. All this setup here, look. So Eco Turbo, what's that? Turn the light on and off with it as well. There's the light. It says here, faster by 20% with that boost mode. And good thing is, because it's brushless, no sparky like the brushed ones have got. And then we charge it up in there. Like that. Normally have them on the end, don't they? I suppose that's a better position, really. It's not going to get caught. Sit it on the deck like that. And it makes me wonder what other tools are going to come out, because their Work Pro have got a full range, and the Morrisons have got more on their website. We'll have a look in a bit, and we'll have a look at all their range of Work Pro tools. Right, stick the battery on. Nice click. Any movement in it? Small amounts, not backwards and forwards, just a bit of a twist. Nothing to write home about. To release, pull in, pull out, slides in well, no stickages. Right then, on. Ooh, it's very quiet. That's in reverse. Forward. It's in number 1 position. Number 2. No sparky. Very quiet. Boost mode. There. Oh yeah, there we go.
Golnas hoort net dat de overname eindelijk rond is. Vasilis en Mickey zien dat de klant er niet zo rooskleurig voor staat. En Bart gaat zo een analyse. De afspraak blijkt in Sittard. Het blijft mensenwerk bij KPMG.
This professional 32 terabytes SSD cannot be found in any electronics retail store, even if you spend $1,000 on it, but now you can get it for the price of a bottle of beer. Due to recent global customs regulations, this hard drive developed in Germany cannot be exported. To pay our employees' wages, we are offering these drives at an extremely low price. These devices have been certified by the European Electronics Association. They boast an impressive 32 terabytes capacity, equivalent to the entire collection of books in the New York Library, yet compact enough to fit in your pocket. Equipped with a USB 3.2 Gen 2 interface, they achieve transfer speeds of up to 4,000 megabytes per second, which means you can transfer 3 4K movies in just one.
So what is that turning on? Mode. Oh no, that's the pulse. The pulse mode there. So no slipping on the bit. So now it's on eco mode. And then boost. Yeah. That light's still on. It probably goes off after a few seconds. So I did note, oh yeah, it's gone off. Did notice it's got like a little light on there, or a symbol of a light. We've got the torque settings 1 all the way up to 20 for screwing, and then the drill setting there. Metal chuck. That's good to see rather than plastic. Right, let's go full on and get a 10mm drill bit. Let's use the Parkside Performance drill bits. Wood one. Well, in fact, let's not. Let's just use the 10mm on the metal, because they don't do a 10mm in the wood. But they do on the standard Parkside drill bits. Get him out. Block of wood. Slot him in there. Nice. Let's go on to drill bit. Boost mode. Go for it. Oh, yeah, come on. Straight through. No messing. Whoa. Animal. No messing at all with that. I jabbed me mat a few times. That's what it's there for. Let's put a screw in. DeWalt bit. I use these bits all the time. Link to them in the description. And a load of other stuff that I use on Amazon. Have a look. Right, a 60mm-ish screw. No pilot hole. Right down to setting 1. See how far it sends it in. Shouldn't go too far, actually. There we go. Go up to setting 10. Just on the surface. Slightly below. Right, full on 20. Yeah, it's fixed it to my bench. Nice. get a bigger screw. Thicker screw, about 90-ish mil. And let's do it at 10 again. Again, no pilot hole. There we go. Because obviously it's a thicker screw. Let's go up to 14. Get straight in there. We're jumping a bit because I'm holding the piece of wood like that. Not putting pressure on it. Nice. Right, bit of metal. Centre punch. Metal bit. Now what I should really do is do a small hole first. Let's not bother, but I'll get some cutting oil on there. But, right. Should really be clamping this, of course. Lower the speed, the boost off. Put that pulse on. Let me put you at a better angle. And I've got it on 20 still. That's me not holding on to it properly. Hear the pulse. Hear the pulse, look. Put the pulse on. So that's working. Turn it off. Hey. Right, no pulse. That's why I should have done a tiny hole first. Never mind, it's done it. Pretty good. 25 quid. Can't be bad. They also do an impact driver as well. What do you think to it? Have you got one already? Next. Right then, before we have a look at the other Work Pro tools, I got this, the organiser. These are great. I've got one already. I've had it years. So say we're going into the house to do a few jobs, a couple of screwdrivers, tape measure, knife, multi-tool, paintbrush, tester, pencil, and whatever else we need for whatever job we're doing. We'll just get it out of the shed or workshop or garage, stick it here and take it off to the house. I'll say I've already got one, used it for years, and now I've got two, one for each hand. 3 quid. 39 by 30 by 17 centimetres, made by FX Tools. I've seen them before somewhere. Robust plastic, strong. It's also got these holes around the outside. Stick things in there as well. And also it's got slots in here to maybe fit chisels, scissors, and there's some slots this side. Say really strong, bang it around. The one I've got, I've had for donkeys. I call these a trug. But we also saw in Morrison's that trolley pull-along thing, fold-out one. This one from Aldi, I showed it in a video a while back last year, and it looks exactly the same. Zoom out a bit. Whoop. Wheels on the bottom. Handle that you pull out at the top with a little push button. I think this one was 15 quid. In Morrison's, they're 12 quid. Clips on both sides. And I can open it out like that and drop the bottom down. Nice. Good size. Again, I use this if I'm taking tools into the house or solution, torch, cordless cut-off or whatever. Collect it all up out the shed, then wheel it down to the house, bring it back when I'm done with it. So I don't know what the ones are like at Morrison's, but they look similar to these. 12 quid. Next, the paint roller that extends. 5 quid. Again made by FX. Telescopic, 45 to 85 centimetres. Sponge on the handle. Plastic cap on the end. And, hey, that's a good idea. I like it. Does it lock in when you twist it? Yeah, that's locked in place. Just gives you that extra for doing the ceiling and the top of walls. Twist, twist, back in, then lock it up again, and you've got it in that position. Good all-rounder. I presume you can fit any roller on the end of these. Pretty standardised, aren't they? Plastic here, metal here, of course. 5 quid. I got the one from Parkside a while ago where you got sections that connect together, but you have to slot them together and stuff. This, you've got it all in one. Next. Right, let's first have a look on Morrison's website. You can order online here as well. Got this cordless pressure washer, similar to one from Parkside, but it's got some bad reviews. Well, it's got one review, 50 quid as well. It's a bit dearer than Parkside. Here's the impact driver from Work Pro, 35 quid. Not seen that on the shelves. That may be coming out, or you can probably order online at Morrison's. Load all the tools that I've seen before. This looks handy, though. A ladder hook assembly, tape measures, Allen keys, all very cheap. Toolbox from Work Pro. Here's a close-up of that bit and drill bit set for 12 quid. That's not bad, is it? Do you think I should go back and get some more of these tools? Let me know in the comments. Again by Halton's, this is the cordless screwdriver, 3.6 volts. Bit dear that, 12 quid. I'm sure you can get them cheaper from Parkside. A load of more other stuff. Here's that toolbox. Little compartments on top to put your screws in, etc. Rotary tool kit, again,
seen that in the store. And I wonder, are they going to do it week on week and bring more tools out? So I had a quick look at their range later in this video, and you'll see there's quite a bit they do from Work Pro. Have a look at this pen for £1.50, spirit level, and a rule on there. It's got a rubber end so you can use it on your phone as a stylus. Again, here's the recip saw, the mains version. And you'll notice on all the reviews, there's none yet. They've only just come out. By the way, filming date for this was 11th of May. There was that mouse sander again, the mains version. And here's the jigsaw for 15 quid. Basic, innit? But if you're only going to use it once every so often. And here's the Fate Workmate mate. But it only takes up to 70 kilos, but 15 quid. And I've noticed later in this video, I have Argos are doing Work Pro as well, and their Fate Workmate mate is 20-something quid there. Right, so I was investigating a little bit, and I went onto the Work Pro site, but it was in America, just to have a look what they got and anything that might be coming into the UK. And I first thought, is this the proper Work Pro site? But then
Twee voormalige NASA-ingenieurs hebben mogelijk een van de grootste problemen met airco's opgelost. En de grote merken...
Atkins gets a poke on it. Here's Clark firing and hitting. So 3 to go in the fourth. Clark says, you're going to give me that space. I'm going to do this. 4th 3 of the game. Clark off the ball just a little bit here. We'll see if the Fever can free her up. Clark off the screen. Clark launches, hits a 3.
Triple number 5.
Caitlin Clark is playing with a level of confidence this season that has the entire basketball world paying attention. Every game feels like a statement performance, and every possession becomes a chance for her to create another unforgettable highlight. Defenders are trying everything to slow her down.
Had an open look from 3, didn't take it. Only 3 to shoot. Gonna have to make something happen. Clark through the lane, reverses it in.
Like Caitlin had an opportunity to take the shot, instead drives in, and good job here after the travel to turn her back and show.
Clark working on Cunningham, gets inside. Clark gets it to go. And the
Near the three-point line, and that's way too late with a caliber player like herself.
But nothing seems to work consistently. She pulls up from deep range without fear and knocks down shots that most players would never even attempt. The energy changes the moment she crosses half court because everyone inside the arena knows something exciting is about to happen.
Clark over Horston, hits a 3. No bounds.
Horston's got to come with hands up. You can't let Clark see them.
Atlanta opened up red hot. They've been ice cold since that first quarter. Clark way outside. You bet.
Clark, this one was just a little bit more in rhythm. It wasn't forced. A really nice find across court from Grace Berger, Caitlin Clark.
Right now, she looks like one of the most dangerous offensive players in basketball. One of the biggest reasons Caitlin Clark is dominating the spotlight is her unbelievable shooting ability. She doesn't need much space to score, and that makes defending her almost impossible.
Honor gets denied by Boston. Wheeler finds Clark from the logo.
Look at Wheeler staring to the right side, knows who's there, drop pass behind. Could be the deepest shot we've seen Caitlin Clark make as a pro.
Get it to go. All of a sudden, that's 6 of 10. Not looking so hot anymore. And a baseball pass down court and with passing. Look at this.
This is a pass that not very many players can make from behind the free throw line on.
Opponents pick her up far from the basket, but she still finds ways to create clean looks. Her release is quick, smooth, and fearless under pressure. Even when defenders contest perfectly, she stays calm and delivers huge shots that completely shift momentum.
New York is doing a really good job of getting into the vision of Caitlin Clark early.
Clark steps on the gas, goes.
Give her a straight line to the bucket. And because Indiana's pushing with such great pace. Here it is again. Caitlin just uses that speed to blow by the deep. Always such a
high percentage shooter. Here she is out on Caitlin, who shoots over her and hits a three. You saw her.
Every deep three-pointer feels like a warning message to the rest of the league. She has turned long-range shooting into one of the most entertaining weapons in the game today. But her greatness goes far beyond scoring alone. Caitlin Clark is also controlling games with elite-level vision and playmaking.
Fico. Clark off the Reese screen. Sidestep, deep three! Caitlin Clark doing her best Chelsea Gray impression. What a
Chant of defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep three!
oop that in.
And knocks that one down, and it's a big one.
Gets old.
She reads defenses faster than almost anyone on the court and constantly creates opportunities for teammates. 1 second she looks ready to fire another deep shot, and the next she delivers a perfect pass through traffic for an easy basket.
3 and some change left to play here in the first quarter. Caitlin Clark pulls it back, knocks it down, her third. Clark, as we mentioned, only 3 points in the second half. She had 13 in the first half, but has picked up a triple-double here today. And gets
this will be their third. Caitlin Clark asks for the ball, and that's why.
Done throughout her career at multiple levels.
Tina Charles just had 2 points against Indiana in their last possession.
Those moments show how complete her offensive game has become this season. Teams are forced to defend her in multiple ways, which creates chaos across the floor. That ability to impact every possession is exactly why she continues to separate herself from the competition.
Christy Sides told us we have got to find a body on Reese. Clark gets freed up from up top. Gets blocked. Fever looking for numbers. Clark to Wallace. Back to Clark. Shovel pass Boston.
And when she gives the ball up.
Well, the Fever on a 15-2 extended run from the end of the first quarter. Clark again. Heating up.
Been trying. Chicago's been trying to find a way to get Rachel Banham going. That's one way.
Count the packets. Caitlin Clark has an and one.
Another thing making Caitlin Clark special right now is her mentality during difficult moments. Pressure doesn't scare her. It seems to motivate her even more. In close games, she becomes more aggressive, more confident, and more dangerous with the basketball. She embraces the biggest moments instead of avoiding them.
To stay with that tempo, maybe even tire the Peter out of it.
Clark working on Natisha Heidemann, who's just checked in. She's a good defender too, and Clark, that was not. New pro Anna Marquette, mid-second rounder who's really found a spot in the WNBA. It's Clark just weaving her way inside through.
I don't know if Dawson was ready for that. It looked like she was positioning herself for a rebound, but she was right there in front. Clark, deep three was by Caitlin Clark. When she gets you going one way, she's going to bring it back the other. She leads the WNBA.
Whether it's a clutch three-pointer, a tough finish through contact, or a momentum-changing assist, she constantly responds when her team needs her most. At this point, Caitlin Clark is doing more than winning games. She is changing the atmosphere of the entire league.
Stand personnel so that you're not coming off to help on a driver that you know has to finish at the rim.
Look at Boston, brings the ball up the floor. Clark's still looking for her first points here tonight, and she gets them.
Over that left shoulder.
Austin had her 11th double-double of the season, and Clark hits a three. So maybe capable from the perimeter if you leave her open, and Harris off the screen. Her shot too strong, and now it's Clark. Launch ahead, Mitchell behind the defense.
If you loved these Caitlin Clark moments, like the video, subscribe and hit the bell for more latest basketball highlights.
Wij hebben een tuinslang nozzle van €49 ontwikkeld, die elke hoge drukreiniger op de markt voor
Pacific Coast Yacht Club's crystal chandeliers reflected off my sister Victoria's diamond tennis bracelet as she raised her champagne flute. Christmas Eve dinner, and my family had chosen the
Atkins gets a poke on it.
Run from the end of the first.
Clark working on Natisha Heidemann, who's just checked in. She's a good defender, too. And Clark, that was not pro Adam Marquette's mid-second rounder who's really found a spot in the WNBA. It's Clark just weaving her way inside through.
I don't know if Dulce was ready for that. It looked like she was positioning.
Martin looking. Here's Clark. She fires. And it goes! She hits!
Screen, another screen, more McNeil trying.
Last year's winning record.
Clark from way downtown. Trying to find her rhythm, a deep pull. Got it. Coming into the game. Logo.
The paint, they've got to keep it out.
Clark, step back. Hits it.
And she's 22 years old, the same as her jersey, but those heels were right at the low.
Last year's winning record.
Clark from way down.
So what, I help you study and you play my fake boyfriend to get Justin's attention? Deal.
He fell to the aces in 4 games. Clark connects.
Clark has space. She's going to let it fly. And she's...
Tonight, next possession, they send the double. Caitlin slips through effortlessly, spins off the help defender, floats it high, and in. That's just beautiful basketball. Control. Touch.
So the best thing you can do as a defender is not give it to him.
Clark. Back to back.
Two players with incredible
Long 2. Stays here with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. You bet.
Around women's basketball, they understand their impact and what it has done and how they are living out their dreams today.
And right on cue.
Moved the way she saw the...
By Boston. Wheeler finds Clark from the logo.
Second last in the league in three-point percentage, just under 29%. Clark heaves.
And pure instinct all in one motion. Transition now. She's pushing the pace. Defender backing off, just inside the half-court line. She lets it fly. Got it. The crowd explodes. That's her signature range.
Wheeler, Clark launches, hits a three.
her second career start, second in a row. And Clark bounce pass, perfect to Howard, but that rimmed it. Dantes, yes.
For that reason, they're too deadly from behind the arc.
An 11-0 run for New York. Clark, she got another.
Clark, pull up three, that one.
Now Caitlin gonna drive around Stewart. Hull left open momentarily, and she nailed it.
Caitlin Clark territory. No hesitation, just rhythm and trust.
Answer. So when Caitlin goes off the ball, typically.
That's next level basketball.
Wilson steps back and buries an open look from three. Didn't
turn her back and shoulder.
Had Mitchell right there. Did not see her. Mitchell was wide open on the wing. Here's Smith. The floater is good.
We can come up with something. We're workshopping it.
We're workshopping it.
Kelsey, it's been the second and third quarter that's been the issue for the Liberty, so let's see if they can have a better one here today as Clark tonight. It's on Wednesday.
One thing about Caitlin Clark, she's relentless. She's gonna keep shooting that ball.
One of the most overlooked parts of Caitlin Clark's greatness is her ability to make everyone around her better. It's not just that she scores or passes, it's that she
It's a bit more condensed. Good turnover for rookies like Clark, and she weaves her way inside. Product the foul.
Translate to the WNBA, I think Caitlin Clark just answered that a little bit, weaving some shots.
45 blocks last year for three.
He said she has redefined what a good shot is. Look how far out she was.
This game, the pace of this game, I'm not quite sure who is benefiting. I guess you have to say the Wings right now because they're up.
Clark turned the corner.
But then again, here comes Caitlin Clark has been able to be ball dominant the last few possessions, and she's gotten to the rim.
Clark working on Van Loo. Oh, Clark, pretty step back, hits a three.
Caitlin Clark get a little separation there. See, when the hand extends from the body, that is usually when they call an offensive foul.
The crowd already knows what's coming, but she's not one-dimensional. When defenders press up to stop the shot, Caitlin attacks the lane with control and creativity. She finishes with touch, uses angles off the glass, and adjusts.
Everything but the bucket that time for Phoenix.
Good job by Cunningham to quickly get on Clark.
Clark sinks the screen and got the layup and one.
Always going to be trailing on this. Watch right here. This is Jail. Great screen by Boston. She holds the contact. After a rough start. Clark, a little bit of daylight.
This is that inbounds play. Caitlin to Aaliyah Boston. And Aaliyah Boston sets a great screen. It's a slight flare, but just enough space for the injury.
And that's the way to push the ball in transition.
Has started out 2 for 3 from 3.
And creating a little space for herself. That's how she...
This is now the 5th straight game for the Fever with 40 or more points in the paint. That would be basket 44, courtesy of Caitlin Clark's 13th assist, just reading the defense so well.
Just midair when needed. If help comes, she makes the right read instantly. If it doesn't, she makes them pay. Off the ball, she never stops working. She relocates, cuts into space, and stays engaged in every possession. Her movement keeps defenders uncomfortable, forcing constant communication and focus. What truly separates Caitlin Clark is her...
All of a sudden, that's 6 of 10. Not looking so hot anymore. And the baseball pass down court, shooting and with passing. Look at this.
This is a pass that not very many players can make from behind the free throw line on the money.
Hounding Clark. Clark, step back three, knocks it down. Take a look here at a career first.
Just step back, going right, I may add. It's usually step back, going left.
Now realizes it. Clark trying to take her defender, pulls up and hits.
Really good feel for when she should take a defender based on who it is. And that time going to her left.
Impact. She leads without forcing it, plays with emotion without losing control, and brings energy that spreads through.
This is part 7 of trying to convince my wife my 3D printer wasn't a waste of money. Because when we have people over that need the Wi-Fi password, one of us has to get down on the floor and check the back of the router to read off the password. And let's be honest, by one of us, I mean me. My first attempt at solving the problem apparently wasn't aesthetically pleasing enough. Who doesn't love Comic Sans? Anyways, let's 3D print something to fix that. First up, I used a free website to generate a QR code for my Wi-Fi credentials. Next, we need this to look professional, so I opened up my very professional graphic design software of choice and made a believable looking logo for a fictitious internet services company, and then plopped that onto our QR code with a nice border around the outside. But then, tragedy struck, and I found out I needed the image to be a .svg file, and Paint just can't give that to me. So instead, I taught myself Inkscape to remake the logo as an SVG, and then went back to the QR code website and generated an SVG file instead, and then imported both of those into Tinkercad to do some final shenanigans, including adding a little something extra on the back. And after all that, we were finally ready for the final print. Now I want this thing to be a magnet, so we don't need any tacky clips messing up our mojo. So I paused the print midway to insert these tiny magnets all around the outside, which will hopefully be strong enough to stay on the fridge. I don't know, I didn't do any math on it or anything, but we'll see. For my first ever multicolor print, I think it came out really good, but will it scan? For the guests I like, scanning it does indeed connect them to my Wi-Fi. And for the guests I don't like, all I have to do is flip it over, and instead there's a QR code that takes them to a Venmo request for $5, which they can pay me in exchange for 24 hours of Wi-Fi use. The wife approves of this version, and we live to print another day. This is part 7 of trying to convince my wife my 3D printer wasn't a waste of money.
Augusto gegen Langkamp, Tackling Langkamp, nochmal Tackling Langkamp, Tor Langkamp!
Here comes Payet. Cisse. Oh, that is sensational! Papi Cisse.
Bola ini ke depan Pitugo. Tidak besar. Itu dia gol. Dalam menit
brillante Hart. Zlatan. Gol!
Dear, I don't believe it. What a goal we have just seen from Roberto Carlos. That is amazing.
And Real Madrid, Athletic Bilbao have never been relegated from the Primera Division.
The player pretended to drink water behind the goalkeeper. Strangely, no one noticed. Not even the keeper himself, who made a huge mistake by moving without looking behind him. At that moment, the opposing player quietly followed him, helped by the crowd staying completely silent. Things got even worse when the goalkeeper kept wasting time, then casually the ball in front of him to clear it, without seeing the player behind him, who quickly stole it and scored. In another incident, a player spat on the referee's back, and this is what happened. When Hector Herrera committed a foul on his opponent, he received a yellow card. He didn't like the decision, and as he walked past the referee, he spat on his back. Suddenly, VAR intervened, and the referee was called to review the incident. After watching the replay, the yellow card was upgraded to a straight red. And it didn't stop there. He was released by the club and lost a massive salary estimated at $5 million per month. In another moment, a player hid behind the goalkeeper. Everyone thought he was just trying to distract or annoy him. Even the referee warned him not to touch the keeper. But what no one realized was that this player had a completely different idea and was much smarter than he seemed. When the free kick was taken, he suddenly ran in the opposite direction. It looked pointless at first, but his plan actually worked. The player pretended to drink water behind the goalkeeper. Strangely, no one noticed.
The rain hammered against the office windows, while Olivia Carter stared at the letter, trembling in her hands. Her boss sat across from her, smiling politely, as if destroying her life was just another calendar meeting. Due to restructuring, your salary will be reduced by 60% effective immediately. The words blurred together, while her heartbeat pounded louder than the storm outside. Olivia forced herself to stay calm, even though her chest felt tight with panic and disbelief. After 11 years of loyalty, late nights, and sacrifices, this was what the company thought she deserved. Before starting the story, please subscribe and share our channel with your friends and family. We create powerful story videos for you. Olivia walked out of the conference room without saying much to anyone in the hallway. The moment she reached her car, she broke down crying until her mascara stained her sleeves. She was 37 years old and raising her son Ethan alone after a painful divorce years earlier. Every dollar she earned went toward rent, school bills, and Ethan's medical treatments. Back when she joined Sterling Dynamics, the company was nothing more than a tiny startup in an old warehouse. Everyone worked like family, dreaming about success while surviving on coffee and determination. Olivia became one of the company's strongest client managers within only a few years of joining. She built relationships so strong that most customers refused to speak with anyone except her. Her dedication earned her promotions, bonuses, and eventually the position of Director of Client Partnerships. For the first time in years, she felt financially stable and emotionally secure. Then everything changed when a giant corporation called Vortex Global acquired Sterling Dynamics. The cheerful workplace slowly transformed into a cold office filled with fear and silence. New executives arrived wearing expensive suits and fake smiles, while talking about efficiency and optimization. Employees disappeared every week, and their desks were cleaned before lunchtime. Olivia's team shrank from 10 people to only 3 exhausted workers trying to survive impossible workloads. Despite everything, she kept fighting because she believed her clients still needed her. She worked nights, weekends, and holidays while missing birthdays, school events, and family dinners. Ethan once asked why her laptop spent more time with her than he did. Those words hurt more than any insult ever could, but she kept pushing herself anyway. She believed hard work and loyalty would eventually protect her future. That illusion shattered the morning Human Resources called her into an unexpected meeting. Waiting inside were Karen from HR and Marcus Hale, a senior executive from Vortex Global. Marcus spoke calmly like a machine reading instructions from a manual with no emotion at all. He explained that Olivia's compensation no longer aligned with current market standards. The new salary was $52,000 instead of the $130,000 she earned before. At the same time, her responsibilities would remain exactly the same during the transition period. Olivia understood the truth immediately, even though they tried hiding it behind corporate language. They wanted her experience, her clients, and her hard work, without paying what she deserved. She asked for 24 hours to consider the offer, and walked out before losing control emotionally. Inside her mind, fear and anger crashed together like violent waves during a storm. That evening, while sitting alone in her apartment, her phone suddenly lit up with an unknown number. It was Maya Lin, an old coworker who had left Sterling months earlier. Maya now worked at Nova Edge Technologies, Vortex Global's biggest competitor in the industry. She revealed that her CEO had wanted to recruit Olivia for nearly 2 years. Olivia hesitated at first, because leaving felt dangerous after spending most of her adult life at Sterling. But the company she once loved no longer existed, except in memories. The next morning, Olivia met Nova Edge's CEO Daniel Reed inside a quiet downtown cafe before sunrise. Unlike the executives at Vortex, Daniel listened carefully instead of treating her like a number. He already knew about her reputation because several major clients trusted her completely. According to Daniel, Olivia's client retention rates were among the highest in the entire industry. Then he placed an offer letter on the table and waited silently while she read every line carefully. The salary was higher than anything she had ever earned in her life before. Nova Edge also offered health insurance that fully covered Ethan's expensive treatments and medications every month. For the first time in years, Olivia felt hope slowly replacing fear inside her heart. During the conversation, Daniel revealed rumors that Vortex planned to outsource most departments overseas soon. The salary cuts were simply pressure tactics to force employees into quitting voluntarily. Suddenly, everything made sense, including the impossible workloads and disappearing coworkers. They were destroying lives just to save money and avoid severance payments. Olivia signed the Nova Edge contract before leaving the cafe that instead of fear or heartbreak. Later that afternoon, Marcus and Karen. Marcus demanded a quick answer while acting completely confident she would surrender. Effective immediately. After those words landed, Marcus threatened lawsuits and investigations while accusing her of betraying the company after all these years. Olivia remained calm because she knew her original contract contained no non-compete agreement. She packed her belongings into a single cardboard box while security escorted her through the lobby downstairs. 11 years of sacrifice suddenly fit inside one lonely box beside her car. Before driving home, Olivia called several trusted clients simply to inform them she had officially resigned. Many reacted with shock because they considered her the reason they trusted Sterling at all. One client openly admitted they were already unhappy with Vortex Global's declining service quality and leadership. Another requested her new contact information before the conversation even ended. When Olivia picked Ethan up from school that afternoon, he immediately noticed something had changed. After hearing she quit, he smiled and said he hated how that company treated her anyway. Those simple words from her son healed something deep inside her broken spirit that day. She realized success meant nothing if it stole all the joy from her real life. Over the next several months, multiple major clients gradually transferred their contracts to Nova Edge Technologies. Not because Olivia begged them to leave, but because trust follows people, not logos. Vortex Global eventually removed Marcus from his position after losing millions in valuable contracts and partnerships. By then, Olivia had already built a stronger career and a healthier life for herself and Ethan. 3 years later, Olivia became executive vice president at Nova Edge, with a respected team beneath her leadership. But her greatest victory was finally making it home every evening in time for dinner with her son.
Staring at the ceiling in the dark, same old empty feeling in your heart. Cause love comes slow and it goes so fast. Where you see a way you fall asleep, but never to touch and never to keep. Cause you loved it too much and dive too deep. When you only need the light when it's burning low, only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you get high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Staring at the ceiling in the dark, same old empty feeling.
It was way further out to sea when the Ursa Major on the 22nd of December 2024 suddenly slowed, and Spanish rescuers noticed this and they radioed to ask if anything was wrong. This really is the craziest of stories about a Russian Shadow Fleet ship that sank off the coast here in the strangest of circumstances, whose Russian captain confessed to investigators here that it was carrying 2 nuclear reactors, possibly for a submarine.
The Ursa Major ship loaded up near St. Petersburg in early December 2024 and set sail with 2 cranes, 129 empty containers and 2 manhole covers here in blue. But why take this boring cargo all that way if you're going, as they claimed, to just another Russian port, Vladivostok, connected by rail? It quickly ran into trouble, issuing an urgent call for help, listing after being hit by 3 blasts that killed 2 of the crew. A big hole in its side, the captain said.
The Spanish know they need to conduct a rescue operation, so they send this ship to pick up 14 Russian survivors who were brought back here, and that includes the Russian captain, who it seems starts to help investigators piece together some of what's happened. But it's hours later that day that the mood changes over the Ursa Major ship, and the Russian military fire flares over it, and then a series of explosions follow, and they send the ship to the seabed floor.
Moscow demanded their crew back, but not before the Russian captain told Spanish investigators something remarkable. That the ship was carrying components for 2 nuclear reactors, likely for a submarine, he said, adding he wasn't sure if they had fuel in them. There's no evidence of a radiation leak. He also told investigators he thought he would be diverted to North Korea, who had just sent troops to help Russia's invasion of Ukraine, leaving analysts curious as to what the Kremlin had given them in return. A year later, North Korea would claim to have built this, their first nuclear-powered submarine.
Everything may have been on the bottom of the sea, but about a week after the incident, a
Eén klik van een Seresto-band opent de weg naar avontuur. Tot 8 maanden bescherming tegen vlooien en teken. Seresto, band om, klaar voor avontuur.
Kom op, Brian.
Kom op, Brian.
Genieten van elk moment. Je dochter trots maken of alles geven tot aan de finish. Met de support van Nationale Nederlanden kom je verder. Wat je doel ook is, onze support heb je.
They sold my childhood bedroom while I was still paying the mortgage on their retirement villa. I found the documents